Okay.
Yeah, there we go. There we
There you
go.
go.
Now you got it.
Hey, you're reading.
Well, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for taking time out of a busy Monday and coming to this short session that'll tell you who we are. So I'm Deb Lawrence, president of IPA USA, and IPA USA is, except my screen isn't moving. There we go. Yay. IPA USA is a part of the International Play Association, which is comprised of 23 countries. So when we say IPA USA, it's the USA affiliate of IPA World. And so we're really here to carry on the vision and mission of IPA World, which is to protect childhood. And childhood for us is birth all the way through 18. And it's important for us that people see the value of play in children's lives. And so our vision and mission is there for you. It is important for us to ensure that children have the right to play in whatever setting they're in, including primary, middle, and secondary. And as a college professor, I will tell you, my students play all the time. And it is a wonderful experience for them because some of my students, I have traditional 2-year college students who are just out of high school, up to students that are 60 and 65. And I think I've even had one who was 70, who our youngest population are really have been the victims, I call it, of No Child Left Behind. And so they've only done reading, writing, and arithmetic, right? And hasn't been much choice. Recess has disappeared, not much play. And so it is very important in the college classroom with the students that I teach that they understand the value of play. So we're really here to be advocates. We're really here to act as a resource, and we're really here to increase the awareness around why play is so important. And so many of you have probably heard about the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. And this is sort of the 54 sort of articles of the Convention on the Rights of the Child. And so this is a primary goal for us, is to make sure that each child has each of these rights. But unfortunately, even though 196 countries have ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, and all the people who are a part of the United Nations, except for the United States, have ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. We do a lot of this, but there's much that we don't do. And so it's been, Madeleine Albright actually signed the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, but the Senate for decades has failed to ratify it. So when we think about what it is that we believe is important, it's really that play, along with the basic needs for children, is vital. It's vital to their development. It's vital to their ability to reach the potential that they have. It's vital to developing all the prerequisites needed for higher order thinking. It's necessary for them to have indoor and outdoor play. It's necessary for people in the primary, middle, and secondary schools to understand that play should be a part of every child's day, and that they learn best through play, and they need recess. Families need help in recognizing why play is so important and how it helps their child be successful. Families are so pressured and so stressed out about, is my child ready, because of the pressure that schools are facing, that they are living what they feel like was done to them when they went to school. So they came home with homework, and they came home with piles of worksheets. And we know that that's not how children learn, and they should be outside playing. when they get home, not stuck at a table doing more teacher directed work. So we also think it's important that city planners understand play. They understand the importance of risky play. They understand the importance of equipment that's accessible for all children. And that it doesn't matter how old the child is, every child has the right to play. So one of the things that I think would be interesting is for us to do a childhood memory. So those of you who are online, in the chat box, I want you to just imagine where you were when you were 6 or 7 and it was a summer day. Where did you play? So if you'll put where you played in the chat box of where it was that you played when you were 6 or 7 years old during the summer. Where were you? So someone was in their backyard, at the park or their backyard, outside in the front yard, mostly in the sandbox, in the backyard in front of the house, streets and parks down the street, in the pool, on my bike riding outside by the lake near my house. Where else did you play? Oh, and you played until the street lights came on. That was going to be my next question. In the garden, a field with railroad tracks. Oh, weren't those fun? I remember that. Those of you who are there, oh, catching tadpoles at the creek, at the pool, your mobile park playground, riding bikes to friends' houses. Those of you who are with us in the room, where did you play?
I used to play in an old field that was just past our development, and it was sort of connected to a creek, and that was always fun.
Always fun. Anybody else want to share where they played? Who's there?
Kind of similar. I played in the backyard, I played in the street, but we had kind of this, I guess it was a creek, I don't know, it was from the city. You weren't supposed to go down there, but we would take ropes and, go over the fence and walk all the way to the next town down this thing and slide in the moss.
There you go.
Ramps, and it was heaven. It was
Heaven and risky too, right?
and
Risky.
very risky.
And you learned so much from that. Your body learned where it was in space.
Yeah.
You figured out what you could and couldn't do because you had an internal warning system for that you developed because of that risky play. I would climb the pecan trees in our yard, and they were big, huge pecan trees because I grew up in South Texas. And there would be days when I would say, oh, I've gone too high. It was just this internal warning system for me and I would not go any higher that day, or I was going to jump off of some structure. And sometimes I'd have this internal warning system that would say, don't jump off of this one, climb down. And so we develop those things, that internal warning system, when we have opportunities to take risks. Sometimes we also took hazards, but risks are what help us build that internal warning system. Okay, so you were outside, everybody was outside. You're outside playing. How long did you play? Someone said until the street lights came home. How long did you play? Put that in the chat.
All day long.
All day.
All day long.
All
Yeah.
day.
I heard the bell to come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I played outside all day. After breakfast, she said, okay, go play. And we lived on 5 acres out in the country. And at lunchtime, she would put my sack lunch on the back porch step. And if I got thirsty, I drank out of the garden hose. And I played all day until it was dinner time. And she said, come in, it's time to take a shower and get ready for dinner. Yeah, if you wanted water, you got it from the water hose until one of my parents whistled until it got dark. And so when you were outside, just 2 more questions. When you were outside playing, what adult told you what to do?
They told us to stay out.
Yeah.
Don't
Yep,
come
that's
back.
what my mom did. Go play.
There were
Yeah,
no adults.
nobody,
Hey,
no
and
adult.
people in the Zoom call, you can unmute yourself and say stuff too if you want. Like, I think we could hear you pretty good
Yeah,
here.
don't be shy.
Yeah.
No one, parents said, don't come in. Nobody said that nobody directed their play.
My mom said unless something was broken, don't bother her.
There you go. Unless there's blood, mom would say, unless there's blood, don't come in. Yeah. Okay. So what we've decided is that we played all day. We played all day outside. Nobody told us where to play, what to play, or how long to play, whatever it was. How is that different from what children experience today?
Completely different. They want to control everything. Even the
Well,
non-helicopter
There's
parents
so much
want
fear now.
to do it. There's
Right.
no freedom.
There's no freedom. There's so much fear. Yeah.
A lot of
And like our
overspending.
parents were like, don't come in and something's broken. Now it's like a little scratch and parents are running to bubble wrap them.
Yes. Yes. And so that came from our culture, right? So so we have to help families understand that if they have these same memories, and I think we're losing the generations who had that kind of freedom, because we do have parents who are extremely protective, and they're protective because of many things. They're protective because if you do something in a grocery store, people follow you out to your car, take a picture of your license, right? And so parents are fearful about that. They're fearful about every time they see an Amber Alert. They're fearful about, and they should, we want them to be careful, but this fear that they have is rooted deeply in what we've turned into as a culture. And so it's our job to kind of help them reconnect with their childhood memories, and then to help them understand why it's so important that their children have opportunities to take those risks. And so one of the other things that when I do professional development sessions all over, and I'm also a college professor, but I've been a director for 13 and a half years. I've been a teacher in a classroom prior to being a director. I've run childcare resource and referral agencies all before I got into higher ed. And even when, if you were to get your whole staff in a room and you were to say, define play for me, what is play to you? You might have 20 different answers. And so sometimes when I'm talking to groups, I want them to realize what IPA USA, defines play as. And so it's a basic need, just like housing, shelter, education, health. It is vital to developing children's potential. It's not something that they can do for, we're going to give them a break to go play. It is vital to development. It should be instinctive, voluntary, and spontaneous to the child, giving satisfaction and feelings of achievement, and leading to physical, mental, emotional, and social development as a way of living. Peter Gray tells us that play is self-chosen, self-directed, intrinsically motivated, and guided by mental rules, but still allows for creativity and imagination. So when we think about IPA USA's vision for childhood, it is these sort of definitions is where we're headed. So since our vision and our mission is to promote play in the lives of children's lives, we're one of the few organizations that focuses on the child's experience. And so in order to sort of engage our membership and do outreach, we have several initiatives that we've done, and I'm going to give you an invitation to the town hall that's tomorrow night to see if that's something you might be interested in viewing. And we'll talk about that in a second. So we do porch play chats, and porch play chats are just conversations with people who are passionate about play. They're about 25 or 30 minutes long. You come up with your topic. You give me a question you want me to ask you, and off we go. And these conversations have really helped me find more play advocates that are dedicated to the child's right to play. And I am so inspired and feel so privileged to be able to listen to people's stories about their passions around play and what they're doing to promote play in children's lives. We also have town halls. I'm going to show you where you can get all this stuff. Porch play chats are free. Town halls are free to anyone. You don't have to be a member. We're having a town hall tomorrow night, and I'll give you more information. We're holding our next conference in Greenville, South Carolina. It's coming September. This year will be our second annual National Day of Play, where we ask people in communities to do a play day for the children in their program, for the community, whatever it works for you. And we have t-shirts that promote trees over screens, because we feel like some of the things that's robbing children of play is technology. At our conferences, so if you know of someone that you'd like to submit an application for, we give Right to Play Advocacy Awards for people who have really focused and dedicated their profession on children's right to play. And we also do Doctor of Play Awards, and those are awards of people who have given their life service to promoting children's right to play. You can find us pretty much everywhere on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website, which I'll take you to really quick. For our members, we do quarterly play blasts, which are like newsletters of what's happening, what's going on, the conferences that are coming up with people who feel as passionate about play as we do, the U.S. Play Coalition, the Association for the Study of Play, Defending the Early Years. Those are all some of our partners. If you are a member and you want to do a play day for either National Day of Play or you want to do something for families, we have mini grants that we give to members. And then we have an e-journal that is published once a year that is a beautiful document filled with lots of advocacy for play. So whether you're a member or not a member, if you become a friend on our Facebook page, every Monday you get a new porch play chat. And we have a few spots open for our June and July porch play chats. So there's 193 of them so far that are free and up to you on a variety of topics. It is on where can children play, on recess, on rough and tumble play, on risky play. I mean, the topics are just never ending. And so the ones that are coming up to be taped are March and April, and then June and July. And I have the dates for you in a few minutes. If you have any questions, stop me. Just say, I have a question, and I'll stop, I promise. So this is how you find me. This is the IPA USA web Gmail account. So IPA USA 2019 user at gmail.com. And the upcoming dates for the Porch Play chat tapings are the 25th and the 26th of June, and then those 3 dates in July. And we're also starting, I think we've got all of 2023 uploaded And now we're going back to 2022. We're uploading all of the Porch Play Chats on Spotify. That is free to you as well. So here are the times for the Porch Play Chats for those upcoming dates in June and July. And I can send this sheet to, Kim has access to this PowerPoint if you, and I'm happy, Kim, if you want to share it with folks.
Okay.
This is the town hall that is taking place tomorrow night. And I'm going to go back. Hold on, let me go back. Go back. And I'm going to get out of here so I can copy this for you. And I'm going to put it in the chat.
When she says
Registration.
tomorrow night, she means 3:30 our time.
Yes,
Tomorrow
3:30. 3:30 your time. But you don't have to be present because we tape them.
Yeah.
And so I'll send you there's the link to, if you're interested in registering. And whether you're on it or not, we tape them. And then you can access them on our YouTube channel. So tomorrow night is Shifting the Mindset, the key to creating confident guides. And this is about work with public schools and teachers on the playgrounds and the aides on the playgrounds. And so this is a great one. We've had several others, which I will be happy to show you and then show you how to access them. In 2021, we did Every Tool is a Weapon if you hold it right, all about why we should not be using screens with young children because it's interfering with their development, harming their social emotional development, actually interfering with their cognitive development in the most recent studies. In 2021, we did Creating the Outdoor Classroom. This is from I Lead Agua Dulce there in California, and it's an amazing outdoor playground. In March of 2022, we did Yes, We Can Still Play in the primary classroom. And then April of 2023, we did Want Kids to Read, Let Them Play. This is from Marvelously Made. Did you go on that tour, Kim? Marvelously Made?
I know. I went on a different tour. Yeah.
It's amazing. Truly an amazing program that is so focused on children's play. And then tomorrow night we do the one for 2024, which is Creating Those Confident Guides. So here's some things we've done in the past, and I'm going to show you where you can get all this stuff. This is all free to anyone. So the speaker series was a 6-day event, and we had a speaker every day, and all of those are recorded, and I'll show you how you can find those. Kim was talking about the Right to Play Right Now conference in San Antonio in 2022. We had 215 people attend from 5 countries on 5 different continents. And we had 54 sessions and then tour day. And tour day, I'll talk to you about in just a second. And of course, there's a registration fee for the conference, but it is an amazing experience being with people who believe as strongly as you do about play. And so this is our September 25th through 28th conference this year in Greenville. And this is sort of an outline of what's going to happen. Where Unity Park is a publicly funded park in Greenville that is has the most amazing playground I think I've ever seen. So part of our conference is playing. And so we're going to Unity Park for our evening reception on Wednesday and the release of the white paper, which I'll talk to you about in a second. And the evening reception and play at Unity Park, people will just go outside and play. And then we have hors d'oeuvres and a cash bar for the reception part. But Unity Park is really amazing. I put some pictures in the quarterly play blast that went out a couple of weeks ago for winter. The keynote is Daniel Burton, who's from Australia and is a play worker and does lots of wonderful experiences in Australia with children in play. And then we go to the Greenville History Museum, which is an amazing, beautiful place. We just got back from a site visit, and we do an evening reception there, and then the Right to Play Advocacy Awards. Friday is sessions all day until the afternoon. From 4 to 5:30, we're doing a community play day. And then we're having evening reception and the Doctor of Play Awards at the Children's Museum in Greenville, which is an amazing place. Tour day is where we visit sites that are dedicated to the child's right to play. And so we went to a few of them. The lineup is truly amazing. And you pick 2 tours out of the 6 or 8 that we're going to have. And so you're on those tours, whatever your bus leaves for all day Saturday. Then you come back for the closing session, which is sort of a final get together and a reflection of our time together. And then we have a party, and we have DJs and dancing and fun to sort of close out the conference. It's a great time. There's lots of play in there. This is the IPA USA Advocacy Awards and the Doctor of Play Awards when we did them in San Antonio. National Day of Play is September 21st, and anyone can sign up to do the National Day of Play, and you're eligible for a small mini grant to help you fund it. And that one is right before our conference, September 21st of this year. I'm going to take us to the website. I hope. Yay, there it is. Okay. So IPAUSA.org is our website. If you want to find us, here's our Facebook page, and you can friend us there. Here's our Instagram page, and here's our YouTube channel. If you friend us on Facebook page, or you subscribe to the YouTube channel every Monday, in your feed will be a new Porch Play chat. If you want to see all of the Porch Play chats, you can go here under advocacy, and here's a list of all of them with the links to them. 2024s aren't in there yet. I got to put them in. But up to 2023, they're all in. Another thing and so Kim, I was thinking this might be a good fit if you had state play advocates. That's sort of like the local affiliate sort of thing that we were talking about last night, is to have state play advocates all across the state in California. And then they could get committees together, and then just imagine what National Day of Play would look like if we had state play advocates from all over California.
Yeah. So
And
anybody's here or on the Zoom call, post this after this meeting, we can do a chat somehow and see if there's something that we want to organize on the local level for our area in California and in like broadly to stay connected with each other, but also, further the cause. So it just would be nice to have something local. So there you go.
Yeah.
Now we know. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. And then we have lots about promoting recess. There's several recess bills that have been passed from members of IPA USA who have advocated for them. Arizona probably has the model of getting legislation passed. Atlanta, Georgia looks like it's getting ready to pass some. Several states have recess policies. How they are implemented is tricky. So, they may say children have 30 minutes of recess twice a day, but the teachers count getting to recess and cleaning up from recess as part of that 30 minutes. So the language in the legislation really has to be pretty tight to keep them from sort of stopping that 30 minutes of play twice a day. We have, for members, we have policy briefs, but here you can get the one that we've developed on play. Here's more on Article 31 and the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. We did a play quiz for families that, lets them sort of gauge how much play children are actually getting that is defined in the way we define play. And so lots of resources here. Here's more on recess. From the pandemic and play articles, we had tons of resources on pandemic play and how you keep play going. And then under events, here's the link to the February town hall, which is tomorrow. This is registration. Here's our IPA conference page so far. Here's the National Day of Play. But here is the links to all the town halls that are there for you. So you can watch them, they're free to you. Okay, let me go out of here and back here. So here's some ways to get involved. So because IPA World is like the mothership, I don't know how else to describe IPA World, and it's the one that has 23 countries, including Ukraine, who just joined us. IPA World is where you go to become a member, and then you choose your country. And when you're a member of IPA World and you choose the USA, then you get IPA World benefits as well as IPA USA benefits. And I did the exchange rate, and it's $48.16, I think, to join us, because you pay in pounds, but you can get the conversion rate. They have a conversion calculator. And so when you become a member of IPA, then you're also a member of the USA if you select the USA as your country. And you get, IPA does a beautiful journal once a year. They do webinars all the time that are noon London time, which is 7 a.m. our time, based on the time change of daylight savings time. But they're always recorded, and you're linked to the recording. The next IPA World Conference is in New Zealand. And so as a member, you get discounts to attend the conference, and it's in New Zealand, probably in the fall of 2026. What we do for everyone that is free are the porch play chats, being a friend on our Facebook page where we update you on upcoming events, subscribing to the YouTube channel, etc. And if you're a member, these are all the benefits of being a member of IPA USA. And because I'm technologically not great, Kim made that you in case you want to join. Thank you, Kim, because that is not my sort of forte.
Wonder if,
Go
did I
ahead.
just do that? Oh, I was wondering if we could put that link into the chat, but I can't
course.
copy and paste it.
I
from
can. Hold on.
Kim, it actually says that the page you're looking for is not found.
Oh, no.
Okay, okay, hold on. Let me go there.
Don't use that, then just use that wild paper cut.
Yeah. And I'm going to show you where on the website, so I can just click it.
Oh, sorry, guys. Don't use that.
Okay, here it is. So I'll put that link in. So here, the individual standard is 38 pounds, which is $48.16. I just did it today. So let me put that link in the chat.
You just gotta
Yeah.
make it into it, yeah.
It's going in.
And I guess I would also, just while you're doing that, just mention that being a part of the organization is also supporting the work of the organization. So it's not just the benefits you're getting, but you're actually supporting a really great cause because of the work and the advocacy work that they do on everyone's behalf. So I guess that's my little pitch for getting some membership. Just, I think I really believe in this work that they're doing, and hopefully you do too.
So, and yes, if you are a member of IPA World, and when you join, you click the USA as your country, then you're a member of IPA World and IPA USA automatically for the same fee, the same $48.16.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Gotta get
for
off
me?
that screen though. Yeah, there you go, because that
Yeah.
QR is not working.
Yep.
The wrong one.
I have a question, sorry. I'm Shamin, and my question is, this fee, is it annually?
It's an annual fee. So when you join, it's 12 months later, you join again.
Okay, thank you.
And they give you many reminders.
Yeah, they
And
do.
then we send you reminders too. Looks like you're almost due. Another way to get involved with us is to join a committee. And so we have the social media and marketing committee, the equity and inclusion committee, the pop-up and play committee, the recess committee. Dr. Rachel Larimore is our editor. Olga Jarrett is our quarterly Play Blast publication person, thank goodness. Peter Dargis is our nature play guy. Lisa Murphy and I are the Porch Play Chat people. And Emily Holder is the UN Article 31 committee. So you can, from our website under About Us, you can go there and send any of them an email. But I wanted to sort of show you another way to get involved is to join committees. And I think Peter's having a committee meeting on March the 6th. Okay. Any questions for me?
Can you take us off of the screen share at this point?
I
We
can.
see everybody, yeah.
You can see real
Hi.
people.
Hi everyone. My name's Jessica. I have a question. What is the IPA involved in like the TK and the UPK kind of rollout? And if so, is
No,
there anything? Okay.
we would love to be
hmm
so that we could get more play in there.
Yeah. With
What we
the
see in Pennsylvania, we have a state pre-K program. And, you know, just like pretty much walking into a toddler room and watching them do flashcards with toddlers, we see lots of a more focus on academics instead of a focus on child initiated play. And pretty much seems standard in other states who have universal pre-K. And so they really need play advocates in those organizations that say, wait a minute, let's back up and look back. Let's go back to child development principles. Because I think we've gotten sort of off track a lot. We're focusing on the wrong things, and it's really we're not getting the outcomes that we're hoping for because we're not focusing on child development. We're focusing on readiness or playing with a purpose or those sorts of things. We try to, you know,
Fear. The fear of trying to compete with TK is what I hear from educators, and it scares me. It's like you can't make a good decision when you're coming from fear. You have to come from the mission, the actual mission statement of
who and what you are. Yes. And one of the things, so when I was a director of families, you know how families are. I mean, this was in the late 1980s and 1990s when I was a director for 13 and a half years. And families would walk in the door to enroll their children, even back then, before we've had this craziness. And they would say, when are you going to teach my 2-year-old to read? And I would say, when they're ready. And they would say, well, how do you get them ready? And so my spiel to them, and I never had a parent walk out the door and say, I'm not going to go here. I never had a parent who asked me another question about when are they going to be ready. My spiel to them was, in this program, We help children develop the dispositions of learning that they'll need to be successful as they grow up. And that's our focus. And they never, ever questioned me. And we played all day. And the teachers were in their assessment observations, or when they were doing their projects, or when they were doing their studies, documented, just like Reggio Emilia does, that we didn't even know about then. They documented children. This is what children have been talking about, that they're interested in learning. We asked them, what do you already know about this topic? We asked them what more they'd like to know. And at the end, we asked them what they learned. And we took pictures along the way, right? And so, here's the new vocabulary children learn today. Here's the new, here's the project that they did, and here's the pictures and how they described it. Parents never questioned, ever. And so it was, I think some of that is our fear that, when I was a director, people would call me and say, I'm looking for a babysitter. And I said, we're not babysitters. Are you looking for someone to watch your children on Saturday night for a few hours while you and your significant other go out? That's not what we do here. So, we're not babysitters. We're professionals who are experts in child development. And that's our focus here. And that helped parents sort of get over that sort of fear that they had. Someone was telling them, in this program, we help your child develop the dispositions they'll use for the rest of their life. And that worked for me. I don't know if it would work in today's climate, but it worked for me then. And when they can see the learning happen, when they can see what their children are doing, I mean, now we have, the only technology I like in child development programs are the parent communication things like Camboo, or there's a whole slew of them. When parents can see what their child is doing, what their child built, what their child said, if you did a language sample, what their child was involved in that day, and you can align it with your state standards, they don't question you. It's truly amazing.
I'm sorry, Deb. I'm wondering if there might be a place for some sort of a committee that would be about advocating for play and early learning at IPA.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Not volunteering myself, but.
Well, it could go in several of those. And yes, wind tunnels and light tables are fine with me. It's the screens I'm having trouble with. I'm having trouble with iPads.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble with smart boards in 3-year-old rooms. I'm having trouble with computers that take up space in a classroom where they don't have centers. People say, well, we have to get them ready. And I'm like, you know what? The technology we're using today is going to be nothing like the technology they're going to have in the future. And so focusing on where they are developmentally and giving them those prerequisites that they need, those dispositions, is much more important than getting them ready for 15 years from now. It's, and so I think we're in this crisis of wanting children to be successful, which we all do, but recognizing that what we're doing is preventing them from being successful. Kids hate school. Learning is laborious. It's boring. It's, so all of those, I can share with you the positive dispositions and the negative disposition slide that I created. I'll send that to Kim so she can send it out to you. But, I tell principals, when you walk into a primary grade classroom, throw away that thing that state wants you to do. You need to be looking for positive dispositions. Are children curious? Are they discovering? Are they exploring? Are they working together? Are they, there's a whole list. Or are you seeing children who are bored and getting into trouble and frustrated and overwhelmed and despondent? What are you seeing? Because that's going to tell you whether they're learning or not. So it goes back to those basic needs. Yeah. So anyway, that's my spiel. Any questions for me? Yes.
So our next step is to come tomorrow night and to learn more about how we take action.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I really want to know is, okay, so what's our next step?
Right. And I think if you there are 100 next steps in every porch play chat. And there are, I can't even tell you how many next steps. I mean, at the end, we're always saying, what can we do? What can we change tomorrow? Right. It's always what's the one little thing? I go back to Beb Boz all the time, start in a corner, right? Start in a corner. And, and it takes a little bit of time to make that paradigm shift that we all need. And so the more we can talk about it and the more we can share our passion for play, I mean, it's so interesting. Kim wasn't the only one who came to the conference and said, I found my peeps, because we've all been looking. And so, I promised Kim I wasn't going to do this, but I've been on the national governing board of NAEYC and I've left them. So
yeah,
I can't, they've just lost their way, just like I think pre-K has lost their way. And so, we need to help them. We can't just complain about it. We have to do something about it. And
but we have
so
to fight first and get strong.
Yes. And we have to not be fearful. And when when people say to me, why, well, play is just, recreational. Kids, that's something they can do, for fun. And I said, play is essential to development. I mean, Stuart Brown, Peter Gray, all you have to do is last child in the woods. I mean, there are tons of advocacy tools out there. The one thing I didn't tell you about is the white paper. So the white paper is this is our 50th anniversary year. And so the white paper will be another advocacy tool for you. So we have, I don't know, 7 categories and 30 topics. Do you have that handy, Kim? I can't remember any of anything. The healing power of play is one of them. Everyone deserves a break. Let's see, what is play? I think it's play is essential. There's another.
So it's child's right to play across the lifespan, defining play. Play is a biological necessity. Readiness is not what you think. Every child deserves a break. Nature is essential. The healing power of play and the economics of play. And this will be a peer-reviewed article. I mean, all these, this document will be peer-reviewed.
It is.
For peer reviewers.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to be a peer reviewer, we need help. Because we probably, and then underneath each of those big categories are topics.
Right.
And so I think we're up to 90 people who are writing. And so each topic will have multiple articles.
Yeah.
And so and it's all electronic. So you'll be able to go in and say, okay, I really need to help families understand the healing power of play, or I really need people to understand that play is a biological necessity. And so you'll have that advocacy that will be for members, and it'll be available at September. We're releasing it Wednesday night at the conference. And so that will be a huge advocacy tool, but you don't need to wait for that. You guys know what you need to do. You know why play is important. You just have to sort of say, did you know, right? That, in the porch play chats, Rusty Keeler has lots on risky play versus hazardous play. There's so many resources out there for you that will help you, and that's why we did them. People needed tangible things to do, and so there's lots of them in the porch play chats.
I'm seeing this as like join IPA and you kind of get bolstered up, like you get the information, you get some tools and resources to be able to go out and do things. But then I think another next step for us is finding a way for us to get together and support each other in our advocacy efforts. How do we help each other, and what kinds of things do we as a group want to see, push forward in other areas, right?
Do you remember when I remember when I was a director, we had director support groups, right? Because you had to have some place to go.
Yeah.
Right. You had a director support group. You could have a play support group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, this is what I tried, and this worked for me. This is what I tried, and this worked for me. I need help in this situation. What have you tried? Those, just having a support group, which could be the play advocates, and we could have 200 play advocates in California would be fabulous. And those play advocates are there to support you so that you don't feel like you're all alone, because I think that sometimes we feel like there's just nobody else out there that believes what I believe, but there's so many people out there that believe what we believe.
Well, I'm looking at this Zoom screen and I see multiple college professors, heads of departments, and I mean, it's not that it's not being taught at the community college level, at
Right.
least. Yeah,
And for community college professors out there, which is what I am, one of the things that I still struggle with, and I have tried, so I think we need a community college early childhood professor support group. And I've tried many different
there you go,
ways.
Nicole and Tina, and who else is on here, Michelle?
They can tell me, how do children learn? What do children need to know before they go to kindergarten? What do children like to do during the preschool day? What do children not like to do during the preschool day? What are the hardest times of a teacher's day? They can give me all the right answers. But when it comes to applying that information, taking what they know and applying it, it really takes deep work, right? That's why we play all the time in the college classroom, and I tie it to whatever the concepts are for that day or week. But that is a struggle. People can tell you, but it's doing it. It's almost like we need coaching on it, just like play work, right? You have to be coached in play work. So, there's lots of stuff we need to do, lots of things we need to tackle. Any other questions for me?
Deb, thank you so much for staying up late for us and sharing your wisdom and all the resources that are available to all of us. And thank you, everybody who joined us, and you couple that joined us here live. I'm excited for this. I'm hoping that we can move things a little bit forward. And next time I go to the conference, I'll have friends.
Yeah.
Bring
your friend
from California.
It'll be fun.
Who's in? I'm in.
No.
We're going to have a great time. It's going to be a fabulous conference.
I can't wait.
It's super fun. Like super.
It is.
They're fun people. They're play people, for goodness sakes.
We're going to play as we're walking in between buildings for sessions. It's going to be a hoot. We're really excited. So
well, thank you for doing this.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. And you have my email address. Kim has the PowerPoint. She has a recording if you want to share it with anybody. And I'll send that disposition slide. So you can use that if you want to. But one of the ways I use that disposition slide is I at staff meetings or in classrooms with students, I would ask students to tell me what they do in their classroom that promotes curiosity, that promotes exploration, that promotes discovery, that promotes, initiative. And those positive dispositions are positive ways for people to have to be tangible in what they're doing. Just like we ask them to say, what are you doing in your classroom to promote our philosophy? What are you doing in your classroom to promote our mission and vision? And, sometimes people go, because they've gotten into their daily routine. So anyway, there's lots of ways to use that disposition slide.
Yeah, so I'll pass it out. I mean, can I share it on Facebook?
You can email it. You can, whatever the list of the people who.
I mean, this whole thing was run through Facebook, so I can.
Oh, you can share it on Facebook. I don't care.
Okay.
The more the
Share a link
merrier.
to it. I can put it on a Google Drive and share a link in this chat group. I mean, not chat group, but the event.
It is not proprietary. You are welcome to share.
That's a great idea. If you want, how about if you type your email into the chat and then I can email it to you? That would be much more.
Oh yeah, there you go. And you'll save the chat.
Way to do it.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we'll
if you
save
put
the chat.
your email into the chat, she'll save the chat and then she'll email it to you.
Yeah, that's smart, Tom. Yeah.
If anybody's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia on March 6th, 7th, and 8th, and I think 9th, I think it starts March 7th, is the Southern Early Childhood Association conference, and I'm doing the keynote, which is a lot of this stuff. Not IPA USA, but what do you do for a living is the keynote.
Nice.
We have fun with that too. We actually play. Okay. I see lots of emails going in there. I'll send it to you before I go to bed.
Okay. Well,
So
you can
that
send
you'll
it
have it
tomorrow.
tonight.
It's okay.
No, tomorrow's the town hall. So I have to teach all day, come home and get ready for the town hall.
Okay.
So I better do it tonight or I'll forget. Well, there's lots of people in there. So anyway, thanks so much, everyone.